Early 1985. A 23-year-old sprints off a soundstage at Paramount, still in wardrobe, jumps in his car, drives across town to Universal. Different wardrobe, different character, different world. Sitcom by day, movie by night, 3 hours of sleep, if he's lucky. If the Keaton living room was part of your living room, hit subscribe. This one's worth the ride. 6 months later, both projects explode. #1 show on television, #1 movie in America. Same person, same year. That alone would fill a lifetime, but a doctor would later tell him his time was running out. 3 decades on, he hasn't stopped. He sits at #1 on this list. We'll get to him last. 2 people in this cast share the exact same birthday, not just the year, the day. And 2 others met right here on this set. They played a couple on camera, felt nothing off camera. It took 2 more years and a completely different movie before everything changed. Family Ties. 7 seasons, 10 names, all 10 still with us. Number 10 sat in this living room once. Then she walked straight into the most famous apartment in television history. A concert stage in St. Paul, Minnesota, 1984. Bruce Springsteen points into the crowd. A girl climbs up, denim jacket, big smile. 26 seconds of dancing under the lights while the cameras roll. That clip plays on MTV for months. The girl books a few small parts, a short-lived sci-fi show, a tampon commercial. The first in American history to say the word period on air. Then, 1987, she joins the Family Ties cast. Season 6, Lauren Miller, Alex Keaton's new girlfriend. About 19 episodes across the final 2 seasons. She is 23 years old, playing a psychology major, and nobody in the building treats it as anything more than a late-run casting choice. Her name is Courteney Cox. Family Ties wraps in 89. 5 years pass. She auditions for a new show. They want her for Rachel. She asks to read for Monica instead. Monica Geller. 10 seasons. And an entirely different conversation. 6 Scream films. Cougar Town. A star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Courteney Cox is 62 today, and her resume runs longer than most entire careers. But her first recurring home on network television, The Keaton Kitchen. The next name on this list joined the Keaton family even younger, 4 years old. He walked out at 13 and chose a completely different sound. Do you remember the last kid to join this family? Season 4, 1986. Producers needed a new energy. They brought in a 4-year-old with blonde curls and a grin that could sell breakfast cereal. His name was Bonsall, and he played Baby Andy, the youngest Keaton. 3 Young Artist Awards for the role. A guest spot on Star Trek, The Next Generation as Worf's son. Then Disney's blank check. He was 13 when he put the scripts down, packed up, moved to Colorado, picked up a guitar, punk rock instead of pilot season. Small clubs around Boulder, playing to 30 people who had no idea the guy with the guitar used to be a Keaton. Then the Ateras called, a touring punk band that needed a second guitarist. He said yes before the sentence was finished. Bonsall is 44 today, married since 2017, a son, a quiet life in Colorado, a long way from Thursday night television and exactly where he wants to be. Someone else nearly missed this show entirely, not because he chose to leave, because a truck decided for him. September 17th, 1981. A young actor in New York, 1 screen test away from his first real break. He never makes it. A truck hits him on a city street, runs him over, drags him. The career he hasn't started yet is over before it begins. 3 years of recovery, 3 years of nothing. Then Scott Valentine moves to Los Angeles, auditions for a recurring part on an NBC sitcom, and lands it. A sculptor. Mallory Keaton's offbeat boyfriend. Kind of dim, kind of cool. The character's name is Nick Moore, and he is not supposed to last. He lasts 4 seasons, 45 episodes. Nick becomes so popular that NBC tries to spin him off. Not once, not twice, 3 times. The first gets cancelled when a co-star passes away before filming. The second never makes it past scripts. The third, and this one still stings, airs a single pilot episode co-starring a young comedian named Julia Louis-Dreyfus. 1 episode, then silence. If this channel means something to you, tell me in the comments which cast member brought you here. That answer tells me what to make next. 3 failed spin-offs would flatten a lot of people. Valentine just pivoted, kept acting through the 90s. Guest spots, voice work for Batman Beyond, Iron Man. Then he turned again. Today he is a partner in a renewable energy investment firm, remarried in 2021, back in his hometown of Saratoga Springs, New York. Scott Valentine is 68 today. He nearly lost everything before it started. Not a bad second act. The next name on this list was standing on a comedy club stage before he could drive. You know the sound. That roar of studio laughter every time a certain neighbor walked through the Keaton front door uninvited. Skippy. The kid next door with a hopeless crush on Mallory and zero chance of shaking it. Mark Price played him from early on, becoming a recurring staple by season 3. 7 years of unrequited love and flawless comic timing. What most people never knew is where that timing came from. Price is the son of Borscht Belt comedian Bernie, a fixture of the Catskills resort circuit and nightclub singer Joy Man. Comedy was not a career choice. It was the family trade. At 13, Mark was doing stand-up in comedy clubs and appearing on the Merv Griffin Show. Full sets, solo, in front of rooms full of adults. He was performing grown-up comedy before he was old enough to see a PG-13 movie. After Family Ties, he hosted Teen Win, Lose, or Draw on Disney Channel for 3 seasons, moved behind the camera, producing for Showtime, Food Network, Animal Planet, TBS. But stand-up never let go. He appeared on Last Comic Standing, opened for Jay Leno and Jerry Seinfeld. He is still touring today. Van, Dog, Highway, a different stage every weekend, often the oldest person in the room and always the funniest. Here is the part that circles everything back. On those tours, Mark raises money for the Michael J. Fox Foundation. The kid from the Catskills turned his old co-star's fight into his cause. Mark Price is 58 today. He never stopped telling jokes. Remember the question I asked at the very beginning? 2 people on this set, played a couple on camera, felt nothing off camera. 2 years later, a different movie, and everything changed. Time to answer that. 1985. A young actress from Long Island walks onto the Family Ties set. She has been cast as Ellen Reed, a sharp, liberal college student who challenges Alex Keaton on everything he believes. On screen, the chemistry is instant. Audiences feel it. The writers lean into it. Off-screen, nothing. Tracy Pollan was seeing someone else. He was seeing someone else. They filmed their scenes, said goodnight, and went home to different lives. She stayed 2 seasons. Then she left to chase other work. That could have been the whole story. 1987. A different production. Bright lights, big city. They are cast together again. And this time, something shifts. No scripts pushing them close. No laugh track. Just 2 people who finally see each other without a character in the way. July 16th, 1988. They marry. 38 years ago. 4 children. A foundation that has changed millions of lives. A fight that neither of them asked for, carried side by side, decade after decade. But here is the detail that stays with me. Tracy Pollan built a career that stands on its own. An Emmy nomination for a devastating guest turn on Law & Order. SVU in 2000. A family cookbook co-authored with her sisters and mother. Her brother is the food writer Michael Pollan. In 2025, she stepped back in front of a camera for a Hallmark film. Her first acting role in years. She was Ellen Reed before she was anything else in this story. And what this show gave her turned out to be the one thing no script could have written. Tracy Pollan is 66 today. We are halfway home. 5 names down. 5 to go. The next one was the youngest Keaton daughter, and the first one to walk away on her own terms. A microphone stand. Way too tall for the person gripping it. Summer of 1987. The Celebrity Theater in Anaheim, California. A 14-year-old girl walks out to open for Menudo. 8 songs, a crowd that is not there for her, and a heart hammering through every note. She had been acting since she was 3. Commercials for McDonald's and Doritos before kindergarten. A Disney special at 8. Jennifer Keaton at 9. But this was different. This was her own voice, not somebody else's words. Tina Yothers was the Keaton kid nobody expected to leave first. She played Jennifer for all 7 seasons. The tomboy, the truth teller, the one who saw through everyone else's nonsense. Off-screen, she was already reaching for something new. A self-help book for teenage girls at 14. Pop singles while the show was still running. A rock band called Jaded with her brother Corey. 1 album, 98, then done. And then she did what almost no child actor manages. She closed the door herself. No comeback tour, no reality spiral. Just done. Ontario, California. 35 miles from Hollywood. A house, a husband, 2 kids, and no agent. Tina Yothers is 53 today. She does not chase the spotlight. The spotlight has learned to respect that. 2 people, 1 day. I promised you that answer at the beginning. Here it comes. June 21st, 1947. That date appears twice in the Family Ties cast list. 2 different people, the exact same birthday. Not just the same year, the same month, the same day. They played husband and wife for 7 seasons. Neither one knew about the coincidence when they were cast. Michael Gross is one half of that equation. He played Stephen Keaton, the former hippie, public television station manager, the calmest person in a house full of beautiful chaos. He was the straight man, the anchor, the one who made everyone else funnier. So picture the casting director's face when this man walked into an audition for a monster movie, climbed onto the director's table, and pretended to fire a shotgun at invisible creatures burrowing under the floor. That was the day after the Family Ties wrap party, 1989. Gross auditioned for Tremors, and Burt Gummer was born. The survivalist, the gun collector, the polar opposite of Stephen Keaton in every possible way. He has played Burt in every single Tremors film, 7 of them, spanning 3 decades, plus a television series. The only actor in the franchise who never missed an installment. Here is what surprised me most. Michael Gross drew the animated Keaton family portrait, the sketch in the opening credits. He actually drew it. He holds an MFA from Yale, won an Obie Award for off-Broadway work. His younger sister, Mary Gross, was a cast member on Saturday Night Live. And away from cameras, he collects railroad antiques. He is the celebrity spokesman for the B&O Railroad Museum, and he is part owner of an actual working railroad in New Mexico. Michael Gross has been married to casting director Elsa Bergeron since 1984. He is 79 today. And the other half of that birthday? June 21st, 1947. His TV wife. She's next. And her story off-screen took a turn that nobody in that living room could have predicted. She went first, before Michael J. Fox was a household name, before anyone knew who Alex P. Keaton was. The show belonged to Meredith Baxter. Top billed. The center of the frame. A 5-time Emmy nominee who had already carried 2 series, Bridget Loves Bernie in 72, and the IBC drama family from 76 to 80. She walked into Family Ties as a proven star. And she played Elyse Keaton, the architect, the ex-hippie, the mother who held the whole house together for all 7 seasons. And yes, June 21st, 1947, the same birthday as the man who played her husband. Same month, same day, same year. Neither of them knew when they were cast. They found out on set. They have stayed friends ever since, reuniting on stage for a benefit reading just a few years ago, still finishing each other's sentences after 4 decades. After Family Ties, Baxter never stopped working. TV movies. Producing. A devastating Emmy-nominated turn as Betty Broderick in 1992. She rejoined Michael J. Fox on Spin City, playing his character's mother, because some bonds outlast any contract. In 2009, Baxter shared something publicly that she had carried privately for years. She spoke her truth. And in doing so, became a different kind of role model for the people who needed to see it. She married Nancy Locke in 2013. She has beaten breast cancer. She published a memoir called Untied in 2011, and the title tells you everything about the second half of her life. Meredith Baxter is 79 today. She came into this show as its biggest name and left as something harder to earn, herself. The other half of this story played her daughter for 7 seasons, but the real surprise is what happened when the cameras turned off, and she showed up at a freshman lecture hall 23 years later. Here is a sentence that should not make sense. The actress who played the most fashion-obsessed, academically hopeless character on 1980s television went back to school at 46 and earned a degree in computer science. Justine Bateman could not attend college during Family Ties. The line producer at Paramount told her directly, "You are under contract," so she worked. 2 Emmy nominations, a Golden Globe nomination, the lead in the film Satisfaction alongside a young Julia Roberts, Saturday Night Live host during its 13th season. She was Mallory Keaton from the age of 16 to 23. And when the show ended, Hollywood expected her to keep climbing the same ladder. She climbed a different one. In the fall of 2012, Justine Bateman enrolled at UCLA as a freshman, 46 years old, backpack, coding textbooks, one of the oldest first-year students the university had ever enrolled. Her professor called her one of the most terrifyingly motivated students I've ever had. She graduated in 2016 with a degree in computer science and digital media management. Then she kept going. 2 best-selling books, Fame and Face, a film short that premiered at Toronto. Her directorial feature debut, Violet, starring Olivia Munn, premiered at South by Southwest in 2021. She has become one of the most prominent voices advocating for the protection of human performers in the age of artificial intelligence. Nobody saw that coming, not from Mallory Keaton. Justine Bateman is 60 today. She is Jason Bateman's older sister. She is a licensed pilot, a certified scuba diver, a mother of 2, and she has said publicly that most of her greatest accomplishments have come after 50. There is one name left. You already know who it is. You have known since the first sentence of this video. The door opened. A 23-year-old sprinted off one soundstage and drove to another. Let's finish that story. Let me take you back to where we started. A 23-year-old driving between 2 soundstages, Paramount by day, Universal by night. The Family Ties wrap at 6. The Back to the Future call time at 7. Wardrobe change in the car. The entire year of 1985 happening in fast forward. That young man's name is Michael J. Fox. Producers had built family ties around the parents. 2 aging hippies navigating Reagan's America. Within 4 episodes, the plan changed. The son in the suit and tie pulled focus so hard that the writers rebuilt the show around him. 3 primetime Emmys. And in the middle of all of it, a side gig. Playing Marty McFly in a film that became the highest-grossing movie of 1985. He was the only person alive who was simultaneously #1 on television and #1 at the movies. That is the number I gave you at the beginning. It still should not exist. But here is the part the audience never saw coming. On the Family Ties set, a young actress named Tracy Pollan arrived in '85 to play his girlfriend. They worked together. They performed love scenes on camera and drove home alone. She left after 2 seasons. 2 years later, a different movie brought them back together. And this time, the cameras were not the reason they stayed close. They married July 16th, 1988. 4 children, 38 years. And when a doctor told him in 1991 that he had Parkinson's disease at 29 years old, she did not leave. She has never left. He kept the diagnosis private for 7 years. Then, in '98, he told the world. Not with fear, with a plan. The Michael J. Fox Foundation has since raised more than $2.5 billion for Parkinson's research, more than any private organization on Earth. He wrote 5 books, won 4 Emmys for the documentary Still, received the Presidential Medal of Freedom in January 2025, and in 2026 was honored with the highest level of the Order of Canada. Born June 9th, 1961, Michael J. Fox is 65 today. He was not supposed to still be working. That is what the doctors said. 30+ years later, he is still here. Not just working, but fighting for every person who shares his diagnosis. Alex P. Keaton made him famous. What he did after made him matter. 10 names, 7 seasons, 37 years since the last episode aired, and every single one of them is still with us. That almost never happens. Not with a cast this size, not across this many decades, but the Keatons beat the odds. They always did. Family Ties ran from 1982 to 1989. The living room is gone. The set was struck decades ago, but the people who stood in it, they are still standing. If one of these 10 names brought you here today, leave it in the comments. And if you haven't already, subscribe. There are more stories like this one waiting.